Hey Manuel, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Hi everybody. This is another continuation of our kickoff to Martin Luther King Jr.'s commemoration that was all planned through the MLK committee, and we appreciate Manuel's willingness to jump into our conversation. So let's get started. Do you want to just start by sharing a story of how you became involved in any particular cause or movement?
So I'm currently involved in multiple, but kind of the root of everything was my junior year when my high school was about, but my high
That's
school
okay.
was to hold graduation for the seniors at that time. I got to see how graduation was being held inside a gym in the gymnasium of the school, and it was very packed, and a lot of parents had to move over to the auditorium so that they would watch a live stream of their kids graduate. And of course, that was not something I wanted for my family. I did not want them to watch me through a screen. We started a movement. We kept it going. We went, I think, on for 6 months. We went to multiple school board meetings. We went to the superintendent. We talked to a bunch of people serving the city, and ultimately we went to the city council. We kept on advocating, telling them why it was not only humane but necessary for the school to hold graduation outside. The main problem was that the field had been renovated, the football field where we wanted to hold graduation, and it costed the city about $3 million, so they did not want to ruin it. But we said, you know what, we're gonna raise up money if you need to put mat protectors on the field so that we can put chairs in there. That's not the problem. And they said, you know what, you're right. And the city ended up paying $170,000 so that we could hold graduation outside. And, that showed me that what you need to do first and foremost is to put your voice out there, put your opinion out there, tell the world, what's going on, because they're not going to care if you don't speak up. That kind of moved me to, keep on looking for issues that need solutions, and I ended up getting a job as a paralegal in a firm called McMurray and Associates, and I'm currently working as a paralegal under the SIJ department, which stands for Special Immigrant Juvenile. And what we do is very connected, to what happened in Chelsea High School, which was my high school, what I mentioned. And the connection is, youth is often overlooked because the people in power, they think they know what's best for us. Um, but that's not the truth. And working as a paralegal in this firm, I've done multiple affidavit meetings in which I take declarations of our clients, and they are mostly under 21, the ones that I deal with, and the stories that I've heard, they're really shocking, for lack of word. Um, I've met with multiple people, and some of them, have been abused by their parents. They've been neglected, abandoned, and they have had to travel all across multiple countries so that they can arrive to the United States and look for a better future here. And when they get into the school system here, some teachers see them, and they see they don't want to do their homework, but they don't know that child, what that child has been through. They don't know that they are working a shift during the nighttime, and that despite that, they wake up in the morning and they try to go to school to get their education. But all they think is, oh yeah, this kid is just an immigrant. He doesn't want to do the work. He doesn't really want to move on with life, but they don't know the full story. And that's what my movement, and that's what my activism has been all about voicing the story that's not being told.
Right. And can you just go a little further into what your involvement or your day to day would look like?
Yeah, so what we do is, for as a paralegal, like I mentioned, I do affidavit meetings. I also help in preparing packets, preparing arguments for court in which we demonstrate that the child has either been abused, neglected, or abandoned by their parents. And through that process, once we get that to court, we have to serve stipulations to the parents. So we have to contact the parent that lives in their home country, and get their signature stipulating that, which is essentially saying that they agree with what the child is saying. They are not lying. This actually did happen. So once we get that, and the court says, "All right, your story checks out. You cannot return to your country because your parents neglected, abused, or abandoned you. They cannot take care of you any longer. And if you have a guardian here, then there's no reason why you should go back. So you should remain in the United States." Under the custody of your guardian. And we use those orders, so we send them to immigration through an application called I-360. And that application, what it does is puts the child in a waiting line, so that at some point in the near future they can apply for permanent residence, and then that's the pathway to citizenship. So essentially, we help children remain in the United States and provide them with legal status. And a lot of the work is a little bit difficult, because hearing the stories of so many children, with so many horrific backgrounds, and what they've experienced, every single case just pushes me, to keep on going and keep on doing more, because they deserve justice.
Yeah, and you kind of answered my last question already, but I'll still ask it. What would you say sustains you?
What sustains me is, really, seeing what opportunities I have been given and what opportunities others haven't been given. So when I came to the United States, I had my mother and my stepfather. They worked really hard. They worked two jobs so that I could, make it through school. There were many times in which, my mother wasn't present to help me with my homework or really talk about anything because she was working. And seeing their hard work made me want to keep going. And now that, they don't have to work double shifts because now I'm able to sustain myself. I'm working, and I'm essentially paying for everything that I need to go on. I was fortunate also to get the Posse scholarship, which, helps me with tuition. So I don't really have to worry too much about school, aside from just food and housing. But really seeing the results of the hard work, pays off, in that it pays off. It's what keeps me going, and seeing that, I have all those opportunities. Why should I not take advantage of them? And out of everything that I have been given, I also try to give to others and to put my time to good use and helping others as well. I really like, the work that I'm doing so far because I get to form connections with my clients. I talk to them and I tell them all the opportunities that are available to them as well. If you, continue to go to school, if you try to, really hard to get your good grades, keep on going. If they did need on anything, let's say, they're working and studying at the same time, I can really help in offering some advice in how to manage time. And if they need some additional help, we can see how we can provide it as well. And really try to help them, because there's a lot of opportunities out there to take advantage of. And I'm trying my best to make everyone aware that needs to be aware.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And thank you to everybody who's watching. I hope
Thank
you
you.
can all join again at 6 p.m. to watch. So thank you again, Manuel. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.